Space between. It's Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher. And when you are on the path to freedom, walking your hero's journey, deprogramming the constructs of the matrix that have weighed down your heart, your mind, your soul, when you're on this journey of your robotic, matrixical deprogramming, what you're going to notice is that much of what we've identified, much of what we've come to believe is this wheel of karma. This wheel of karma that revolves around our beliefs, our actions, and the results. Beliefs, actions, and results. These three things reinforce one another and how we see the world. And though part of our mission is to free ourselves from, well, I shouldn't say this is not totally true. What I was going to say is part of our mission is to free ourselves from external identity altogether. But what I've come to realize recently is that what's internal and what's external, they're not mutually exclusive. But the matrixical program, the intent there is to impose something external onto your internal belief and then have you reinforce it and repeat it, which makes you a slave, makes you a robot, makes you just a cog. And so those of you who watch this channel, most of you are on this path to freedom of being your own sovereign entity. And I started this video off speaking of the space between. So when we've had a lot of programming, the action and the effort it takes to deprogramming, it takes, again, significant effort. It takes significant energy. And to get to where our results are consistently reflecting our belief system, and when we have this consistency in our wheel where our beliefs, our actions, and our results are all very consistent, that takes some time. So what I've noticed, the one thing that we have the most control over, the one element in that wheel, is our actions. But again, it takes some time to create or to act on, put different actions into place from that period of belief to action. So when you find yourself being aware, observing your beliefs, and you see those beliefs come up, and then you say in the past, okay, this feeling, this belief is coming up. In the past, I've done this one particular thing, but you're now at the point where you know that action, it yields a result that has caused heaviness on your soul. It's caused a disconnect with your soul and your experience in life. So at this point, simply by creating space, by simply getting to where you can observe the thought and put some space between the action, that space is going to allow you to choose a different action. Now, this different action may not immediately create it most likely will create a different result, but it may take some time before the belief starts to change. So observing the belief, just taking a pause, having some space, and then choosing a different action. So if you're getting good at sitting in that space between, then you're doing fantastic. I made videos on my depression from simply feeling like a failure in instant manifestation. There's some times where I've been in some flow states, and I've been in that state of congruence, but I don't stay there, and then I feel the depression. But what I have gotten really fucking good at is observing and holding that space between and waiting and choosing different actions, realizing that the actions I've taken in the past have consistently yielded an unfavorable result for my soul, and knowing that if I continue to do that, I'm just going to spin on that wheel of karma that's weighing me down. That's simply playing my role as a cog in the matrix, but not stepping into the higher role that my soul is calling me to be. So that's all I got for you today. Space between. Space between. Savor that space, because that space will bring you newfound power. Class dismissed.